Yeah, that's a good enough freaking thumbnail. I think that holds the bar. Paste. Streaming. Okay, so actually this works out great. I could read it from my laptop without opening up freaking the DMs. So your question
Yeah.
was, um, where is this? No, 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 no. Skipping over that other person that you were talking about. Um, People kept saying that they wanted to beat pedophiles up. But what if a pedophile only has the thoughts but never acts on it? Afraid to hurt a child. Be it CP, lolicon, going after actual children who wants to get help. Should that pedophile be rejected for their disorder or admired for seeking help? Okay, so let's take this in turn. The problem with CP is that a child was needed to make that.
No, no, no. I'm saying if they don't even look at CP either. Like they only have the thoughts and they avoid that altogether.
I don't thought police. I mean, yeah, I'd look at it like this. If you're fucking contemplating strangling your boss to death and you never act on it, you never tell anybody, I mean, fuck. Let me hit you back with a weird one here. What do you think about people who get off on being strangled, for example? Because
I
there's a harder follow up. Be ready for it.
hmm. I think it's unsafe. I hope they don't act on it, and I hope that if they do act on it, they seek help.
Well, the I'm assuming the science, and again, I'm doing pseudoscience because I'm not a scientist, or the basic info is that while you're cutting back on the flow of oxygen to the brain, it will intensify the other feelings. That's why it's a, I wouldn't say popular, somewhat popular. There's certainly a following behind it. The harder follow up, if you'd have been, if there's no problem, is okay, so someone likes being strangled. Let's do the flip side. What about the stranglee or the strangler? You know,
Oh
it
yeah, see,
starts
that's
getting a bit
also
more
bad.
uncomfortable really quick, really fast. Um, it generally boils down to, are you hurting anybody? And
Yeah.
I, there was a wise man in politics a lifetime ago, and his name was Bill Clinton, and he had this amazing fucking thing called "Don't Ask, Don't Tell," and it worked pretty good for a time period. And if you're not fucking breaking the law, you're not fucking up any damn thing, I think that's probably the way to go on that situation. If there's
I
a
do think
there's no hold up, there's a skeptic that I used to patron who his name was Suit Yourself, and when you ask what do I think about people attacking pedophiles and beating them up, YouTube will not allow me or anyone else, because I know Suit did that stance, and you can infer me patroning Suit on how I feel about that, but I can't say that I agree with that, if you get what I'm beating at there. Um, so I'm gonna put it like that. Uh, of course,
they should definitely get help and they should stay away from children.
I originally sent Suit Yourself a video when I was doing a response to Raging Golden Eagle or whatever the hell it was, because he was sitting there saying he didn't agree with there was a pedophile who got nicked for CP, and there was an account of Lolicon on there, and he's like, that doesn't this part here on Lolicon doesn't really sit well with me, and I was like, that's unfortunate, but I wouldn't care, and that's the extent of it. If you've ever watched the Boondocks, it's like that remark about Thuglicious or whatever, the one who got shot. He's like, it's a shame, it's a damn shame, and he just walks off like, that's how I feel about it. It's a shame. I'm not going to put too much thought, and there's a lot of terrible bad things in life. Um, Now, if you want, this is where I'm potentially, you could choose to fucking twist and contort what I'm saying here is, we're the sum total of our interactions and our experiences in our life, correct?
Were the sum? Yes.
Yeah. There's things that, differ and change. There was something I saw that Thought Bubble Brittany posted on Tumblr when I glanced over there where she's like, I don't agree with lesbian trying to turn a straight woman gay any different than I would agree with a straight man trying to turn a lesbian straight. Given the right circumstances, let's say you lost your job, let's say you lost a loved one, let's the wind was blowing a different way, the food was either right or terrible, you're going through some traumatic experience. I'm not a doctor. This is just a personal belief. Shit can change in your life. There's no 1v1 boilerplate on how to apply that to people. And if you're in the right place in the right time, can you change someone's, outlook or whatever the hell you want to call it? can you increase your odds? I'm sure there is. Is there a safe catch-all that you can give to someone? No. That's why I was dying to say something back, but you know how shitty my grammar is, and I was like, I'm only gonna fuck this up in written format. And I feel like I've gotten as close to that as I can possibly get without pushing my luck.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like there's a discussion here to be had, but clearly I can't make it in written text.
I do think that I do think that there's this mentality that people forget that pedophilia is a mental disorder, unfortunately, and there are rare cases where they're not actually acting on it. They're not going after children.
Okay, hold it. Let's get to that in a minute. And the person, oddly enough, who fucking just killed me deader than a banker's dead heart, I think it was Pause, but I'll give credit whether it was, where I was sitting there talking about the DSM-5, and I was like, well, keep in mind, you know, people like gays and trans and bisexuals all used to be on there, and I asked to Pause, and I was really smug and full of myself, and I was like, how do you think they got off there? And Pause just said back, how do you think they got on there? And I was like, I don't have an answer, that sucked. I just got annihilated. I was like, what scientific way did they get on there in the first place? And I was like, well, I'm a dumbass. There might just be, but I wasn't prepared to fucking have that goddamn argument. Oh, here, let's see here. Okay, let's see. I believe buses I'm reading off from the chat here. Believe sitting in a bus stop, clearly waiting for a bus, driving right on fucking past them is immoral. Do you agree, FNGR? Are you saying that you want them run over? Am I misunderstanding? They're dark. Darkness, yeah, the max. I don't know. I'm just looking at this. I have no idea what he meant by that. You might want to clarify, Dark. What the hell was I talking about here?
Alright, let me get this. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is everyone has this mentality that pedophiles should be strangled, pedophiles should be beaten, every single pedophile there ever is should be shunned, should be beaten, should be everything. But is that going to change anything for the people who don't want to act on it and want to seek help? Are we killing the chance of people revealing themselves to people who can help them by scaring them with these threats? And if we do hurt people before they can get help, will they ultimately end up hurting a child, ultimately dwindling our chances of helping the society? What I've said in the other chat is...
But before we get to that, is that you have to ask what society, how much room for redemption is there in society? And that's something, I guess, person by person, you have to sit there and decide. At what point do you cut people off, and what point do you find irredeemable? Now, for me, and this is why I've done it the way I have, where I don't include lolicon and all this, that, and the other, you'd have to do a lot of, you'd have to have a pretty brutal, cleansing or culling, if you will, if you fucking extended it as much as you want. I had this discussion, I think, with Vita when we were looking into, and again, the individual's name I'm about to mention, there was nothing there, so nobody take that out of context. We were looking into Joey Turner, and when we looked at his fan DA, the person who was running it was Isaac Collar. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, that's Toon Critic's boyfriend.
Okay, now, I don't know that Isaac has done anything other than provide that artwork. And, look, I'm not a Joey Turner fan, and I'm sure that Vita can make his own statement whether he was rubbing his hands together going, come on, be terrible. But I wouldn't have been upset if I would have been like, oh yeah, I have to go do a video on so-and-so. But no, there wasn't anything there besides that. And you have to decide where do you put down, where you stop the proverbial cutting? Where do you, decide this is where we're going to stop the cleansing and the culling and the shunting people off and shit? And I put it at the people who are going after kids.
I would put it at child porn, and while
no. Okay, I've already answered that at the beginning of the stream. Child porn requires kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I would argue about Lolicon, though, is while it is not an actual child, it is still the depiction of taking over a child, which...
Because I can go back to this on, like, let's suppose that somebody is, like, distributing in child pornography. Do I believe that person... Let's just say that they're doing it for the sake of money. I'd consider them just as bad. The titles and the semantics and this, that, and the other. Um, for Lolicon, I feel like the barn door's already been open. I feel that the cows have already walked out where they have. That's at a state by state level in the United States. I'm not prepared to go back forward and fucking goddamn try and push on other states and shit like that. I think that the people have decided, presumably, and on top, that anime snob said it best, where he's like, there are reasons why anime shouldn't be mainstream.
Yeah. And again, you are speaking on legality terms, but moral terms, we have to think it is still drawn child pornography, but child pornography nonetheless. It's still the depiction of a child having sexual action.
I understand this, and you might have a better chance at this than I have. I'm Catholic. Nobody wants to hear my morality. Let's be completely honest. Nobody wants to hear my morality. Now, you could say I hinted at what I thought in that situation. Again, I can't give that answer on YouTube for reasons, but that suit's been thrown off twice. Not that I disagree entirely, but I don't know what to say in that situation. It's one of those ones where there's a massive upwelling. Do you? I with the potential for people to do more in the world, I think it comes down to choice. So if you said that someone has thoughts or something like that, I would think it's just the same as someone thinking, oh, maybe I'll steal this car, maybe I'll do this. You choose what you choose to do in your life. If you have a random musing and it drifts by your mind and you keep it to yourself, who would ever know?
Yeah.
If you decide to go out there and say, well, I identify as a no-touch, minor-attracted person, well, friend, you're pretty cooked, aren't you? Sorry, you've seen freaking, what was it, True Grit? Sorry, partner, there's nothing I can do for you. I felt that ringing in my head when I was talking to Dusky Novel, where he's like, I want to let you know that I'm not like Toon Critic, and in my head I'm like, sorry, partner, there's absolutely nothing I can do for you at this point. And it hurt, because he was sitting there saying, I'm a big fan, and I'm like, what do you expect me to do? Do you expect me to wave my hand? It's why when frickin' Medicars talk to people in the past, he's like, could you talk to, some of the people harassing? He's like, talk to Anonymous. Yeah, that's gonna work out. He started laughing his ass like, you can't really tell the mob what to do. You could suggest, you could hint at, you could say, well, I personally wouldn't do this.
My point of contention is that the viewpoint that pedophiles should be absolutely like destroyed, being shunned. But what if they're the type of pedophile that doesn't want to act on it and they want to seek help?
So we're doing a theoretical that there's a gentleman or a lady who their whole life doesn't act on anything, right?
Yep.
They go to a doctor, they don't tell anybody, and they get the help that they presumably need to fix their shit. If we never find out about it, why am I being asked this question?
Well,
there's no problem. If they manage to handle it on the down low. Now, if you're asking me this, well, what are you asking then in that case?
What I'm asking is, should society start looking at how they react to every single pedophile? If someone doesn't act on their actions, should we still have the mentality every pedophile should be shunned and rejected? Now, granted, pedophiles.
Hold it. Do you know? Here's the catchy part. We're right at that right now. If you don't, you'll get a movement. Are you prepared to put up with someone having a no-touch, minor-attracted person thing? And even if you are, do you really want to die on that hill preaching that to people? Because you're really swimming uphill. You are really going to make your life difficult trying to.
I'm not saying that.
No, I'm not saying that you're. But you even suggesting that is going to make your life harder to give that thought and stuff. There's so many other better, more in interesting things and more deserving people who are going through hardships in their life. That's.
But if they get help, won't that stop them from hurting a child?
Well, if they're keeping it to themselves and they're getting their life together, I'll never know, and it won't ever be my concern. Correct? So why would I need to worry about that? Yeah, if they're getting it handled and they keep it to themselves, that'll be fine. I don't agree with someone trying to put it out there and just talking about it like it's one more thing. I
Oh
think
yeah, no, I don't agree with that at all either.
that's
Like,
that's where I was like, look, that seems like the step if we just
oh
go.
no, I'm not defending those people. I'm saying if they keep it to themselves and they get the help they need,
We'd
and
never know.
it
We'd
slips.
yeah. I wouldn't.
Exactly.
Yeah. Here's the whole idea. Whether anyone agrees with what we're saying there, I doubt anyone would give the government or would agree with giving the government. Hey, I'm going to give you guys carte blanche to look into everybody that there's a chance keeping it to themselves. No one's going to agree with that. Most people are not going to be like, I don't want the government looking and spying at me that fucking hard.
Yeah.
But you know, if
What
somebody's
someone
out there,
comes out and says that they did get help and they used to be one, should they still be mistreated for how they are if they aren't one anymore? If they did get their treatment for it?
let me 1 second here. No. Sorry, I was just reading this random comment here from Fable. I don't see why you'd tell anybody. Look, if let's try and handle this more complicatedly, whereas I'm making it reasonable. Let's say that somebody who got that treatment went up to somebody and said, "Hey, on the down low, I've gotten help. I know your situation," and that other person blabs, "Do I feel that they should be bullied and fucking tortured and this, that, and the other?" I'm not the swarm. I'm not the mob. I can sit there and say, "Hey, I'd probably not talk about it in good faith," but at the same time, my opinion wouldn't add up to a hill of beans. And I don't mean to do this in an in your face kind of way, but I don't have a polite way of answering that or finishing that sentence other than yours probably wouldn't either to other people. I'm not being I know there's really no polite way of saying that.
Yeah, it's such a very complicated thing to think about. Like it really got my mind going when people just kept saying.
I'll be honest with you. It's not really that complicated. It's just I don't want YouTube getting pissed at me. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think we're on different fucking emblems. I'm gonna be more agreeable with you because I know that's what YouTube wants to hear. But yeah, if you're not hurting anybody and you're keeping to yourself and you're not really breaking the law or some shit like that, that's why I brought up the strangulation thing. You know, that seems it's a fixation where I suppose that you could probably say that there's some science on why people fucking choose to do it that might not entirely be set. It might just be short-sightedness. It might just someone going, it's a kink. But there's certainly a good argument against it that doesn't. You don't have to even dig in further than, hey, you could die. You could accidentally kill somebody. Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm sorry to everybody in the stream. I just got asked this question, and I was like, I feel like putting my opinion out there because, one, my grammar sucks ass. I just felt like having my stance and opinion as close to as much as I could put on YouTube on that whole thing. Am I ever going to let's who's that dude where you're looking into, or you keep sending me stuff?
And Antonius150.
Antonius150. Let's say 10, 20 years from now, or near his deathbed, 5 years away from passing away, that science has advanced enough where they can say to a scientific certainty that he's been cured. And this is all, pseudoscience, some far off distance future, 30, 40 years from now. I don't believe so. Would I give him a second chance? I'd probably prefer not to ever see him. Yeah. All the same. That's just how it is. I could go at that point in time, I'm like, well, look, he's probably bedridden. I'm never going to run into him.
Oh, so. I'm not saying if they've already acted on it and they've already went after a child or done something to hurt a child, be it CP, they're fucking dead in my eyes, in my opinion. But if they have not acted on it and they are actively seeking help.
Let me make a point here. By the way, Dole said it when I went on Vita's stream. I tried to get that apology for you for what it's worth, and Vita's response I felt was fair enough. Where he's like, "I just gave up on that," and I was like, "Yeah, no, that was the Jasmine Blue shit was unbelievably complicated and fucking."
It was.
Yeah, and
that was
the only way to really prove that wrong would be to grab someone's license and dox them, and that would be probably not cool. In fact, it wouldn't. There'd be no probably. It would not be cool. It wouldn't fly. And you're asserting that Jasmine Blue is an adult, right?
Yes, I'm very much asserting that.
I did get to the point where I was like, this is so convoluted, I have no fucking idea. And I think anyone at this point, it would be unfair to hold it to somebody if you made a mistake. So yeah, there you go, Dulcet. You have nothing to worry about as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Unless it goes sideways again, in which case, I mean, I still wouldn't blame you at that point. It's been pretty goddamn weird and stupid over there. Any other big, not transcendental, I'm trying to think of a big freaking...
Transcendental?
Yeah, some kind of soul-searching big question that you have to...
Does anyone in the chat have a question I guess we could try and debate about?
Well, let's... I'm trying to go back here far enough. Let's...
Yeah.
That would also have to be, would you be willing to forgive somebody in that situation? I mean, are they a good enough person to begin with? Let's say Toon never propositioned the kid, but we found that he was entertaining the thought but didn't act on it. I'd still hate him, and I'd still be glad to share that he thought about it.
I think due to the fact of his behavioral patterns of even sexually harassing women, I think that would be a red flag of he's probably dangerous if he's already having these thoughts.
And I probably would never trust him even after, even after multiple doctors sat there and said, he's good. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not. Yeah. And I would probably look down my nose at people who did give him a second chance.
I mean...
I was right on board when Vita made remarks. He's like, anytime somebody was even hinted at talking to Toon Critic, he's like, this isn't going to be Toon Critic 2 Electric Boogaloo. I was like, no, I agree. We're going to nip that in the ass immediately. That's not happening.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't keep quiet about that Sega part, because I don't fucking... again, I've been cautioned to talk. I've made my point about that already, and I've been told to knock it off, so I will.
But I do think that it can, yes, if someone is also a bad person having these thoughts, then yes, they should also be, they should indeed get some reprimand and reproach.
Well, again, that's why I did the mass carpet freaking... I did a more restrained version on this, because... I think I've had a lot of friends going, how do we know that, again, I'm not throwing Kitty under the bus. She's like, she was concerned that we were just going after people. And I was like, no. Me and Vita liked Foul beforehand. This wasn't, again, we didn't spin a bottle and going, okay, we're running out of people to talk about. Oh, Foul, that sucks. We're sure gonna miss you. Pick up the gun. No, guys, please, we could give me a respin. That didn't happen.
Oh my god!
No, that totally, in fact, swear to God, I think Bayfish had the same idea. They were like, we gotta keep that news wheel fucking spinning and turning. Sure, I'm gonna miss you, pal. Chicken soup tonight. That did not happen.
Oh my god!
That'd be fucking horrifying. Now that would be worth a fucking Medicare video. That would be absolutely fucking... Did you see what these assholes are doing to get thousands of views? My god, that's fucking horrifying. Yeah, no.
Oh my god!
Yeah, nobody was happy that goddamn day.
No, I remember when I saw the news, I thought of Foul like a brother. So when I saw that, I was having ice cream that entire night in front of the computer, and that was just fucking horrible. Oh, but I think that people might be thinking about that way because of like Spockter and all those guys.
I had people cite Spockter during the fucking thing, and I was like, "Here's all my chat logs with freaking whatever." I think so. Yeah, he's like, "Here's full transparency, guys. Everything you could want to know about." She had a bunch of freaking and this sucked too, because I remember his name on Discord. He changed it to Dick Bigler Chicken, and I was reading it off in a private.
I have it.
I know. I'll admit, I laughed every time I read Dick Bigler Chicken, because that was the stupidest name on God's green earth. He changed it to that on Skype afterwards, so I know he probably watched the stream.
He has a new Discord now. Pinto showed me.
You know what? I felt like I've done my work on that. Someone can stream that shit. Ask ZD to do it. Jeez. Oh, I'm sorry. Ask somebody else. Yeah. If any kids come up or some shit like that, we'll tackle that then.
Yeah.
But I guess since we're in stream and you've given me some stuff here, let's take a looky-loo.
Oh yes, let us delve into the shitstorm of Antonius. Jesus Christ.
Let me take a look here.
Yeah, his new DeviantArt is he has a new DeviantArt now. And
I'm
he
just
started
trying to
watching
find
me.
the original DA post so I can include it
Oh,
in the.
yeah, let me get that for you.
You gave me so many of these last night when I was kind of already doing something. I forget.
I'm sorry.
I was like, oh, the Vita stream. That's why.
Yeah, oh, that was a fucking beautiful stream. I am so proud of myself.
So I want to
handled my-
read this one off because I mentioned to freaking Buttons before I went on the stream. I said I'm getting mollywopped, and she's like, "What's that?" Um. So I looked up mollywop from the Urban Dictionary. It says, okay, I can't read that one off. Something about penis head. You know what? I can't read off most of these.
I thought that you can.
Oh
say
yeah, no.
stuff
Here,
that
yeah, it is.
you
Getting
read.
mollywopped is not a regular beatdown, but a beatdown where a victim is physically or mentally incapable of fighting back, and they go down like a little bitch. So there you go. That is the Urban Dictionary of mollywopped. I thought it was some kind of Irish slang.
Mollywopped.
Mollywopped. Yeah, it's a fun word. Because
That is a fun word.
Because I remember my friend Corey's brother Adam used to sit there and say, "We just got straight up mollywopped in that fucking 1v or whatever game they were playing." I don't even fucking remember. That was such a damn long time ago. Sometimes when you stop hanging out with certain groups, your vernacular on certain slang terms you vaguely remember. I'm like, what the fuck did that mean anyways? And you just had a vibe and a feeling for it. So
Yeah.
did you grab the thingamajig?
Yeah, I just got it.
Okay.
There it is. And his new DeviantArt account is let me get that one too.
Okay.
Just watch, he probably blocked me after I scared the shit out of him last night.
I could think of worse things.
I'm keeping track of him. I'm going to keep track of him until he gets off the internet. He is not someone to be allowed around on the internet. Oh no, he has not. Oh, he watched me. Oh, ew.
Well, don't poke the bear. Anyways. Oh, that's the DA thing, so let me go. Yep. Bunk. One sec.
I just read his page and someone said, "Go commit die."
If anyone knows how to fix the Discord that I'm showing in stream right now, it would be appreciated. Okay, so you know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna freaking copy this, post it to Twitter, and then grab it off of Twitter because I'm using two different computers right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hysterical. So I popped over to Twitter, and there's a post from Thomas, aka Leo Convoy, that says "Keep Michael Bay out of Eternia." I wouldn't be offended. You know what? I don't want Leo to come punch me in the face. So it's like I wouldn't be offended actually if Michael Bay did He-Man. I actually didn't mind the old quote-unquote shit one that everybody always likes to fucking talk shit about. Copy link. Let's see if I can get this thing to work. Paste. Why has got... I'm trying to get the DA link to pop up. One sec. Copy. Paste. There we go.
Alright.
Posting. No, don't disregard the tweet. That's why I hate using my... And it scrolls down. Thank you. Okay.
Yay.
Fantastic. For the stream, we're talking about now. Bunk. Okay, so I can go up on this one, go to Twitter. There we go. Haha. So this is the big rubdown, guys. It's on a gentleman, or we're using the term very loosely. Antonius150 is a big ol' pedo. Block him at once.
It's a long one.
Gross will share the sentiment, read the drama, block the dude. Let's just see if we can get to some of his remarks.
Yeah, okay, I can read this one off.
I'm cool, can I be your friend? If they had better screenshots, he's supposedly the MLP fan, right?
He is a brony, and what he does is he did this to me, and I remember this because when we dated, he came to me one day, and he just started saying, "Hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. What are you doing? Drawing? Do you like My Little Pony? Huh. Looks at my page full of ponies. I don't know. What do you think?" I found it a little suspicious. So I went to the page, and me and Kitty did some investigating. Like maybe there's something off because he had nothing on his page, no comments, no deviations, no journals, no nothing. And there were lots of comments on his page. And then we scrolled, and then Kenny's like, "Hey, you may want to look at this. What? Someone's telling him don't talk to children. Wait, what? Yeah. I think we have a pedophile on our hands. Okay, hold on a sec." And I remember I brought this to you, but then you were at work that day, and you're like, maybe you could make a journal and I'll handle it another time. And I don't think you did, but that's because he already deleted his account, and he kept making accounts. And I found out his original victim, who I will be keeping anonymous on the stream because
I gotcha.
she deserves that.
That's fine.
And I contacted her, and I got the chat logs, and oh boy, is it disgusting.
Oh, did I actually post it to the stream? My mistake, sorry.
That's fine.
No, I could get that right now. Nope. What? See, it's been going to freaking YouTube every time I do this.
It's...
Copy. One more time with feeling.
Here, I can do it.
No, I got it. Paste.
Okay.
That doesn't look right either. How the fuck did that happen?
You know what? It's okay. I got it.
No. Okay, I'm going straight to the DA link.
You're like a guy. Can we just ask for directions? No, I got it.
Hey, I'm actually not one of those people because I usually can admit I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Indeed. And the idea... Oh, yeah, here, see. I have a question. What is your thoughts and opinions on the idea the Wario thing did do good, but once it died, it seemed like a monster? I don't know that much about Wario. I've heard horrible, terrible things. I know that Bennett the Sage has his cap up in the background of his channel. I am the wrong person to ask about that dude. I don't know much about it.
I'm confused.
So Wario is a dude who was from fucking Channel Awesome, and there were allegations after he passed away. I do want to get to one itty bitty thing, which I don't normally want to talk about your ex. But I glanced at one of his videos where he's like, "This is what a typical pedophile fucking looks and acts like." I was like, there isn't one. There's the idea that they're introverted and this, that, and the other. And I was like, I could throw a pretty big name at you right now. I'm trying to remember the name of the English guy. You know what I'm talking about? Biggest prolific pedophile ever.
Albert Fish?
No. Number count. He got knighted.
Oh shit. I have no idea.
He kind of has like he was a DJ. I'm trying to remember his goddamn... If anybody in the chat knows who the hell I'm talking...
British pedophile DJ. Let's use Google.
Fucking hell. There's a lot of fucking fascinating videos. He did a series called Fix It. Jimmy Salvo. Yeah, there's...
Oh.
Jimmy Salvo fucking got away with it.
Oh, he looks horrifying.
For 40 years. When you read into him, he sounds like made up. They're like, oh, he's a Satanist and he's a necrophile and all this other shit. It's like, he sounds like he's out of a movie. 40 years, all this shit, the more you hear, the more less likely it sounds believable. And then people are like, well, it must have clearly been some kind of government thing that he could cover up for 40 fucking years. Now, if someone asks me, what do I think in that situation? That is hard to believe that he got away with it on his own for 40 fucking years. I don't know. That is really...
I wouldn't find it hard to believe because remember, Albert Fish got away with it for how long? He started doing kids when he was, I want to say, 21, and he kept going until in his 70s, and no one caught him. He caught children, he killed them, he did things to them, and he was a cannibal, and he ate them, and he got away with it for years, and he kept getting away with it until he admitted it himself in a letter to one of the victim's parents. I don't find it hard to believe that pedophiles...
I saw something on Fish way back, I think, when I was watching. I think it might have been Rob Dyke. Let
me read off real quick.
Well, we don't need to go into Fish. Okay. That's ancient stuff here.
Yeah. But the point is he did get away with it for, let's say, 50-something years.
Damn. I don't know. I thought about it. It would have been harder if everybody was looking at you, because I assumed that Fish would have probably got away with it because he was a nobody. I don't know. My logic might suck dick there, by the way. So.
I think it just depends on how manipulative is the person. You know, think about there was another pedophile that actually did get away with something, and he was famous. He was a mailman who kept going around, and he was very well known. He had a warehouse full of dead bodies of boys, and I can't remember pedophile.
I just came across a video the other day that said that fucking they found a bunch of bodies in Benjamin Franklin's basement, but there was a legit reason for that, because he was, one of his friends was, I forget, what's the scientific term for people who study bones?
Paleontologist?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's exactly what it was. Up and Steffi says 2 genders, classy. You'll be working with him.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, no, I forgot. Hey, yeah, I forgot I'm working with him.
Yeah. Steps the right kind of retarded.
One, I guess he was a serial killer instead. Serial killer.
Let's not turn it into the fish podcast. I can only.
No, it wasn't Albert. It wasn't Albert Fish. It was another famous pedophile.
Oui, indeed.
He was technically Ted Bundy.
Oh, was he? I thought he only went after girls. I didn't know he did children.
Yeah. I think that was Ted Bundy.
I mean, not that we have to worry about it for several reasons. Because fun fact, kids, you cannot defame a dead person.
Yeah.
The point of defamation is causing harm to a reputable name, and that's supposed to be able to enrich the name during the life of the person. So theoretically, you could just say Elvis is a pedophile, which oddly enough, if you look into him going on tours with 14-year-olds, I don't know why I'm whispering about that.
No, it was John Wayne Gacy.
Oh no, John Wayne Gacy. I didn't know. I know Dahmer. Dahmer did kids, I think.
Yeah. But John Wayne Gacy was known to have murdered a minimum of teenage boys and young men between 1972 and 1978, 26 of whom he buried in the crawl space of his Chicago home.
No, don't get me wrong. There were fucked up things that Ted Bundy did, including breaking out and then started killing again. That there's some fucked up. Yeah, Ted Bundy was a work. He was certainly something else.
But there are people who did get away with it for a very long time. Oh, this one is from Louisiana. Ew.
Well, not all freaking criminals could be luxurious like a Scarface or whatever.
Or a Leatherface.
No. I was trying to say the term you associate with gangster, posh or some shit like that.
Oh right, yeah, posh.
We're like, oh yeah. Because everybody always tries to sit there and think about fucking, oh, wouldn't that have been neat to be an organized crime or some shit like that?
No.
Well, comparatively, I don't know. When you're broke and you're down on your luck and you're getting screwed around, if you found that there was some way to beat the system and get ahead, I'm assuming that's why people like shit like that.
Yeah. Oh, apparently John was a literal clown.
Yeah. No, I knew about that. Oh, wait, John Wayne Gacy? Yeah, that's the chubby guy. No, I remember.
He was a clown?
Yep.
Oh, God. Now I know why I hate clowns.
Yeah, if you looked him up or something like that on images, you'd be able to find it.
Ugh, that's horrifying. I thought he was the mailman, because there was a guy who was a mailman that kept, he had like a whole group of people who did his work with him, too. And
that one's new to me. I'm trying to fucking find the video I found on Ted Bundy, which good luck finding, because I watched it a lifetime ago, and I don't feel like going through my history to find it.
Yeah, I know my ex-roommate studied freaking, like, serial killers for some reason, and he told me about all these different people. So it's gonna kill me that I don't remember this mailman guy.
There it is!
Was he
I found it! The video I saw on Ted Bundy is, America's Most Evil Serial Killers.
Oh, okay.
For anyone listening in, since we've gone way the hell off and we're just stalling for time, I guess. I don't know, Ted Bundy video. Interesting.
Oh, yeah, did you get the link yet?
Here, 1 second, I'll head back over to Discord since I have to turn to my right to look at the computer. Oh, yeah, that's Jimmy Savile. Absolutely. It's one of the least flattering images of him. You ever hear of the Sex Pistols?
Yes.
So, here's a fun story about that. They asked him back in the day on a radio show, what do you think of Jimmy Savile? I think he said something about like beating him to death or some shit like that, and he started, and he got like blackballed from whatever fucking kind of area about that. And they're asking him about it like later on in life, the lead. And he was such a smug bastard about it. It was such a condescending, egotistical dick, and he's like, just remember, this was the conveyors of proprietaries of good taste that sat there and said that I was wrong. Look at it now. In fact, I'll look that video up if I can find it. Jimmy Salvo, if I can find this.
Oh, jeez, I'm reading this journal, and Jesus Christ, I didn't realize how long those comments go on for.
What on screen?
Yeah, the journal I posted about.
Oh, this is it. This is beautiful. Johnny Rotten on Jimmy Savile. I won't play it in stream because it's a news clipping.
Yeah.
That even terrible people can fucking do things that are right, and Rotten is an interesting individual. That's the polite way of putting it. If I can find the video. Too many tabs open. I'll probably watch.
If you've seen the last podcast on the left, they did this one, do you remember the guy who killed John Lennon?
I know of him, but I don't know anything about it, really.
Oh, it's a beautiful rabbit hole of fucking, fuckery with this guy. He had mental disorders out the ass, and he was a fucking interesting individual. It was a podcast I listened to called Last Podcast on the Left. It's about like serial killers and the dark macabre shit, and they did a full-on history review and life bio reading of the guy who killed John Lennon, and it's fucking wonderful to listen to. It's fucking, he had little people in his head, and at one point they were his government. No, it gets better. They were like his government, and they did his finances, and he asked them, hey, could you guys help me fund this? No, John, we don't, no, we don't think we're gonna help you. And they left him. His own imaginary figmentations he made left him. It was fucking beautiful.
He should have wrote a book. Armada said Ed Gein. I was like, I've seen a couple of the videos on him. You know what 2 movies Ed Gein inspired, right?
No, I don't.
Psycho as well as Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look him up then.
Yeah, Ed Gein is an interesting individual.
I've seen Psycho when I was like 7. That was a good movie.
I didn't catch the ending until later on in life. The one where he's staring at the screen, and they'll say that he doesn't even hurt a fly, and the fly's just like walking down his face all creepy like.
That was really fucking creepy. Even if you don't get it, you're just staring at it like, what am I watching?
Well, people in their desperation after they're caught will go to obscene lengths to convince themselves that they're not screwed.
Oh yeah.
Any other fine points from the people in the chat, since we're just BSing and going right now?
Yeah. Do you want me to read off that journal so people know how disgusting this guy is, or?
We include the link or something like that. If there's like any really standby points where he's told about the 8. Oh, here, let's see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the minor points. Let's just get to the.
Yeah. How are you? Let me read this off real quick. How are you? Understand? I don't like the shows. Da, 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 da. Oh, okay. So he asked the child about, do you like sex? And the child said, yeah, may I ask how old you are? 26. Why? I'm 14, so is there a problem? And then he said, is there a problem with my age? No, it's just that where you asked if I like sex. Well, if you like hentai, it's natural. What's your favorite hentai? I mean, I like it for a different reason, but alright. I don't know. Yuri is nice, but usually some normal stuff. Well, to be fair, I'm also interested in you. What do you mean by that? Just that I would like to be your intimate friend. Dude, I'm 14 and I'm dating. I'm not sure what do you mean, but I got it like this. I know that's why I mean this guy's really I know that's why I mean a friend that might cheer you up with cuddles, role playing and stuff. What kind of role play though? Well, about sexy stuff. And what's that? LOL, what you see in hentais. You want to sex RP with me, though you know I'm dating, right? Yeah, but it's different. It's not something in real life. I would love if you would be in love with me, but I can't wait for that. But I can wait for that. I'm 14. Are you realizing that? I'm not sure if I would fall in love with you. I know your age, what about it? It's just that you're 26 and you would do that stuff to me, right? I don't want to force you to do it with you only and when you're comfortable with it. I'm comfortable doing it only with my girlfriend, sorry, but I bet you're not living where I do, so yeah. And it's illegal doing it even if I was comfy with it, so yeah. Done enough illegal shit already. Well, I'm in Italy, so it's not distant from you. And if it's illegal, no one else would know it. Like I said, I want to let you think about it first. And then he messaged her back when she ignored him, saying, so, I'm fine alone right now, even if I wanted to. I already have someone, thanks. I understand it's okay to have two, though. It's not betrayal if you still love her. This is where it gets really gross, be warned.
Well, you know what, I think we have the link down below. If you want to be a real penis, you can link to his Twitter.
Oh yeah, no, let me get his Twitter.
Yeah, if you find people...
Yeah, we have his YouTube, we have his Twitter, we have his DeviantArt.
Yeah, I think the Twitter works fine enough now. I'm going to warn everybody, you could go to his media to see what he looks like. There's 3 videos. Do not go down past the 4th post in his media section of his Twitter because his junk is hanging out.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, don't. Let me get the link to his
And the
Twitter.
Twitter itself is very, pornographic.
Yeah, very.
Yes, sir. Big furry fan.
He's a very everything fan.
Yeah, he's been around the block.
For about a year, he's been going around. Did he block me?
That'd be horrifying if he was watching the stream. It's bound to happen. Just quietly sit there and lurk.
Oh god, ew. And the worst part is he would ask these girls to send photos of themselves to him. Like, he would legitimately ask them, do you want me to, like, do stuff to you? After they tell him no, he has made tons of accounts since this. He,
Well, for reference, and again, I would probably encourage people to trust more because the only source we looked up at the time was Wikipedia. The age of consent, according to Wikipedia, gonna have to keep saying that, was 14.
Unfortunately.
We
can't find any laws on child pornography or sexting, though. Like, we have literally looked everywhere.
For Italy. No, not for... Yeah, for specifically over in Italy, I don't know.
We could not find a single thing. So if anyone is Italian or knows someone that's Italian that could assist us, that would really help out. Because we have his full name and shit. We can, you know...
I do want to bring that up now during Vita's stream. They're like, why were you looking up the age of consent in Italy? I was like, because of this guy. I didn't randomly decide to head out to fucking Italy of all fucking goddamn countries. Jesus.
Yeah, no, Antonius is, he stresses that, like, oh, well, it's legal where I live. It's like, it's legal, cool, but they're also telling you stay away. They don't want it. I mean, legal or not. It just, this guy.
If I knew somebody with Westlaw at this point, which unfortunately Vita's legal guy is, I think the subscription expired. I didn't ask why. I didn't wish to impose on the gentleman.
Okay, so I can't find the link to his thing, but I have
his Twitter.
I think he blocked me. Yeah,
well, do you have a second search engine where you're not signed into, so you could plug in his thing and just look him up real quick?
Son of a bitch! Why didn't? Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, you can't block nothing. Just it's a fun one.
Alright, Google. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you guys can have a field day with him.
No, we're not. YouTube will not allow us to give that kind of...
I'm saying get him, like, removed, like a report, if you can.
Yes, within the guidelines. Again, you have to be a little bit more cheeky with that advice there, bud.
I do know, wait a minute. I looked on Google for his Twitter, and it's, like, no result. What the hell?
Did he go down?
Did he?
I mean, fuck. Well, that would be beautiful.
It would be very beautiful.
Okay, so let me blank the screen, ladies and gentlemen, as I do not wish to get ripped off of fucking whatever the hell before. Let's see. Yeah,
oh wait, I can follow that guy. Remember there was that Reiko guy who was
okay, yeah. Oh, on
him.
second thought, yeah, if you're gonna do it, I don't have to bother then.
I can see if... Alright, let me go to his follows. And, because he's following him.
Yes, again, it would not be in YouTube's best interest for me to be searching through this guy's stuff on Twitter. I would get ripped off really fast.
Oh yeah,
fast
yeah.
enough.
There he is.
Is he still up?
Yes he is.
Okay.
Gross.
Can
Yeah,
you
this
give me
right
a
top his
direct link
page.
to his media so people
Yep,
can
let
take a
me
look
give
at
it.
what he looks like?
Boop. There you
Also,
go.
please don't mention in stream who he reminds you of. it would
Shut up.
it would be
Shut up.
obscenely rude.
Shut up. I wasn't going to.
Okay. That's, I'm not even gonna. I would normally leave a really cheeky hint, but that's nope, 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 nope.
How dare you?
Indeed. Oh, I wonder who the hell messaged me. Actually, oh, wait, this is on the side computer. I can actually look. Oh, no. I have some things, but at least I'm not. Yeah, no one said you were Eric. No one was making that accusation. That's why we're not talking
What?
about. Cartoon Eric is somebody who got himself into some. He got thrown off of a panel by saying some unpopular things, and we were just asking for his advice about it. And now is not the time.
Yeah.
Here, 1 second. I have to open up his Twitter on the side thing. Glad it's not in the stream. Paste. God damn it. Tweet.
You want his new DeviantArt too, so people can report that?
Reposting this. Well, I don't know. Does it break terms of service? Reposting this so I can nab it for the stream.
I know that his page doesn't have like anything on it.
Oh, yeah, that's another problem with it. Sure, I guess we could grab it. So, little quick tidbit for everybody. How do I do this? He's also a teacher.
Yeah, that's also another.
I was like, oh yeah, I better fucking mention this really quick.
Yeah, that's another bad part. Is we found out through him talking to someone in PMs on Discord, he is in fact a teacher at a school. We are not sure how young these children are, but this is that in itself is very bad considering what he does.
Well, son of a bitch. I have to take down the stream now because I